sisters, always friends. Let's stay real close till the end. Forgiving each other, letting love cover. Always sisters, always friends. We have to live in harmony, even though we may disagree. Fighting each other is not the answer. Sharing the pressure.
Well, hello. Hey, Peg, where you at, Peg? Where you at, girl? Can't hear you, girl. Can't hear you, Peg.
Where's Linda?
She's here. No worries. She is here. She is here. Hello.
Freeze.
In the house.
When y'all see me freeze, I want everybody else to freeze. Freeze.
I know that's right, Linda.
Wow. Hello. He's on this happy, sunshiny day. It's so nice and sunny and lovely.
It is.
It's a
beautiful.
Great God day. I'm Wyoming.
I'm Peg. I'm Linda.
And I'm Charlene.
And we are
4Sisters.
Yes. We are live. We got a great show. This day is Charlene's day. She got some lovely guests in the house. It's an education and mentoring day. I tell you, we always need that. Nothing else. We need to be educated. We have to be mentored. And so much that we can share. So we got some sisters in the house. And this is going to be a lovely, good day. And we got our Dr. Gina in the house for our power. But hey, guys, I tell you, we're smiling on the outside. I'm telling you, man, these weeks, we say each week. Each week, y'all, we got to shake out.
Brand new week.
And it's so much, Charlene, going on. It's like, what is really going on? You know what I mean? It's so disheartening. It's so some really challenging times, guys.
It's a lot of mental illness going on too.
A lot of backwardness is going on. It's, like I feel like I'm back in the 1940s when
you weren't even there.
Was fighting for the rights of us to be, to integrate into white schools and for us to live as one, in Charleston, South Carolina. To see a black man's eyes be gouged out by a white officer who was a veteran, that was a story back in the 40s, and it was one of the reasons that Thurgood Marshall and a lot of people in the South Carolina area said no more, and a white federal judge said no more. He stood up. He was our ally. He was. In the midst of South Carolina, one of the most racist states in the country in the 40s, he said, no, we're not doing this. He's like, we are going to stop this. We're going to integrate schools. We're going to stop brutality against Black people from cops. Like, we are one. And that was his message that he gave. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
To look back and see almost 50 years later that we're still going through the same thing, like this
same thing.
Crazy.
It has come full circle, back around.
And you know what? Just like God gave us a ram in the bush with that particular judge, He's given us other rams in the bush for our other white allies that are sitting in high places and saying no more. I believe that George Floyd is going to be, I pray that his family will be vindicated.
We must, because it's just where we are now as a people. But we have to continue to stand up, and we still have right to protest.
Oh, we're going to protest.
We got not only, of course, for him, it's for Dante Wright, and it's for, for all of those who have just been brutally murdered by the hands of the cops. It's still going on. So it's just like Breonna Taylor, Michael Brown, it goes on and on. And we have to come to a point where enough is a doggone enough.
Enough.
Unbelievable. What point are we going to come to the stage? Because we are definitely enough is enough at this point. And I know that. So, we say we prayers and we send our prayers and our hearts, but right now action. along with that must come, for us in full circle with where we are right now. So, and you know what? It's just not about us, Charlene and Linda and Peggy. I think it takes all of us, all nationalities, all of us have to be
all people.
all people. We're not segregating in that respect.
Because it's affecting all people, and all people are suffering. They may not be suffering outwardly, but mentally, people are suffering because they're tired of it. They're sick and tired of turning on their televisions every single day and seeing more bad news. And that's all. And there's a lot of good news out here, and they're not showing it. And that's the problem. There's more good news than bad news, but the focus is on the bad news.
I agree with that. And that's why we have to shine a light on all of those things. And that's what we're going to start doing here on 4Sisters Live as well. We're part of the media. We're part of the platform to shine a light. And this is why we salute women. We salute those that are doing good. We have sisters and brothers that are doing something. We have great youth who we have shined and give them a platform to speak. This is why we have to do what we do, in addition to saying, hey, we're going to be on the forefront and we go on the front line as well, but we're going to spotlight and shine some light as well.
Our young people are really doing it. They are. Look at all the new positions that have come up in the last couple of years, people who have been nominated into high places. So we know that our youth are educated, they're doing good, and this is what we want to see, and we have to focus on the good news.
Yes, I agree.
I agree. Peggy, how has your week been, girl? I mean, besides all of the crazy.
It's been wonderful. Just enjoying life and looking for another beautiful day. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we all have to look for beautiful days, right?
Yep.
That's good. Linda, how you been, darling? We got to check in with each other because stuff happens so fast. You're like, what happened this week and what's going on and why this and why that. So how you doing, Linda?
I'm doing great. I'm doing better and better, and I'm just getting closer and closer to that big day, that big retirement day. I'm just looking forward to it.
Are you retiring? Oh, wow.
Am I retired? Please, I will be with you guys. Yes, I am. But yeah, everything is well. I'm just trying to get more exercise and take care of my health more than anything else.
Beautiful.
I'm doing it,
That's good. That's
and educating my mind. The most important thing, and what I love about being with the sisters, we constantly upgrading our minds. We're doing crypto, we're doing stocks, we are doing financial awareness. On the side when they don't see us, we're on other Zooms and we are learning, and we're learning from it. So that alone keeps our minds, just keep us away from all that negative stuff. Just keep learning.
Linda.
Just keep learning. No matter how old you are, keep learning.
Linda, that's so good you said that. We are still learning. And I'm glad you said something about crypto because, honey, I am going to be the crypto queen. That is what I'm going to tell myself.
No, get in line.
I am going to be the crypto queen. You guys are going to hear about it, Bitcoin and all that. I'm telling you, this is local news.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yesterday in the news, I don't know if you guys know who Dogecoin is, but it's another cryptocurrency. The currency was at 5 cents, and it went up 25 cents a couple of weeks ago. And then yesterday, someone said, "Oh, it never go up to 25 cents. It goes up to 25 cents. Then it ends up closing at about right up under 40 cents." This is the same cryptocurrency that Elon Musk had purchased, and they did this as a joke. Let me tell you something.
He is no joke.
He is no joke, but here's the picture. Guys, cryptocurrency will be the new language for the financial world. So I'm just saying that to educate yourself as much as possible. The dollar will be, it was just another joke, okay? It'd be another joke. Cryptocurrency is going to be here to stay, and I used to try to fight that, but I am so
it is. We
my friends. I got them on all. Look, I got all areas from China to you name it, to right there. Shout out to my friends in Pennsylvania. Yes, baby, I do it all. Okay. Shout out
Well,
to
check this out. Check this out. Morgan State University is offering courses on cryptocurrency. So anytime it's going on the college campuses, be ready, because they are prepping these young people to get ready for the new money.
That's right.
That's what's
new
happening.
money.
That's it. Bitcoin is here to stay. They're just like one of the coins. Okay.
Yeah.
People have to realize that one time that we only use coins. One time we only use beans.
Right.
We go from beans to coins to dollars. So now we're going to a different. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Linda, you just said something. Beans was real.
People counted cowrie shells, beans, and everything else as money.
Wow.
This is just another phase.
Another means of trading.
This is the next phase. Yeah.
From bean counter to coin counter to now crypto coin.
We went to dollars. Don't forget the paper in between.
Yes.
That's now we're going to crypto.
Unbelievable.
I think the more that we talk about it, we do have our financial person that we have come on and definitely tell us more about that.
Yes.
And we're going to be having conversations on that. And I think that's a good way to introduce it here as well on the show. Just to start educating. This is education, part of us learning, enlightening our community as to what's going on. Because you know what, we don't like change. Some of us don't like change.
I know.
Yeah. But we don't like to do things different. We get used to doing certain things a certain way. And we must adapt to new.
Hey, do y'all remember the typewriter?
Yeah,
I remember. I still love the typewriter.
We had to white out. We had to do white out.
White out.
I am a good typer. I'm telling my son, you better learn how to type. Like
carbon paper.
The carbon paper. Do you remember the Wang? Dwayne?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So don't even know what you're talking about.
It was hard to get typewriters out of school. Even when they brought in the data processing machines and the cute computers from Apple, they were still using typewriter. I was still on a typewriter.
Me too.
And I remember when they first brought the computer in, they said, you need to be a data programmer, Charlene, and learn data processing. And I'm like, okay. They still had us on the typewriter. The typewriter teacher had her glasses on, going over numbers, and you cannot look, you had to look straight up. You better not. It was I didn't go to a Catholic school, I went to a public school. They still would hit you on your hand in public school. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I used to type 90 to 95 words a minute.
Yes.
Girl, try me now.
And that was a requirement to get a job. That was a requirement.
Look, my mother said to me when I came out of high school, just before, she said, look, girl, you got to learn how to type. You learn how to type, you get a good government job. You know how to type.
Right.
That's
so I went to school just to learn how to type. And I went to the school and learned how to do that. And, hey, I was doing 95.
95. That's right.
100 at some point. I was rolling. So,
yeah,
and like you
girl.
Said, now I'll be plucked.
Yeah.
And see, the laptops and the desktops has made us very comfortable and relaxed. So our speed is not as quick as it used to be. But I remember with the typewriter, man, give me 95 to 100. I was going through it like this.
Right.
Yes.
So here we are. We're changing. We're moving forward, and it's a great thing. I think it's going to be time. It's so much, in our lifetime, I would love to see. We will. So, we got a lot. Speaking of money and finances, this month, April is Financial Literacy Month. So we got a great show today with Charlene as her guest, and she's going to introduce us to who these ladies are. I just love seeing women thriving and doing their thing. Charlene is making it happen. I need to ask her what she's doing because I know she's going to take
Oh, I'm not taking any prisoners in 2020. I'm telling you, I'm learning from everybody. I put in a call to Peggy. I said, okay, now I'm ready next. I do things step by step and systematically when I'm trying to learn something. So I may not jump in directly when someone tells me to, but trust me, that means I've mastered something. If I jump in for you, that means I've already mastered something to understand this process. So there is no reason for us.
Well, let's see where we are with a few things. We got some birthdays in the house. We want to say happy birthday to.
We got some birthdays. Let me get my cake. I need my cake. Where's my candle?
Hey, come on, Peggy.
Okay.
Yeah, let me get mine too.
Somebody's celebrating a birthday out there.
Yeah, Linda. Hey, let me shout out Judith Clark, Kathy. Let me just do the first names. Kalinia, Florence, Marcia, April, and we even got Dr. Gina in the house. Remy, Julie, and Letitia. All those are members of Sisters for Sisters Network. We applaud you, my sisters. Happy birthday.
I want to add one in because I'm going to a birthday party when we get off the air, and that's Glendora Myers, one of my good girlfriends in Soros. She's having a party online today. Happy birthday, Glendora.
Yay, that's a wonderful thing. I'm telling you, like, we got to celebrate each other. We have to celebrate each day, you know. So happy birthday to all of you ladies, and all of you all out there supporting us. Thank you. Love you. Kisses.
Absolutely.
All that good stuff. So we got some hot picks too, because you know we do the community. What's going on in the community?
Oh yeah, let's say, girl, so much good stuff is happening. You really got to put your seatbelt on because it's flying through us so fast. I mean, every day you got to enjoy every moment. But in between all that, let me just take a moment and let's take a look at a few of the hot picks that we got going on. We even have an event today. One of our members is doing a financial empowerment, Lucinda Mundy. And I'm just going to take a moment just to take a look at these, but they're posted on our website. So if you go to www.sisters4sistersnetwork.org, go to our calendar of events and you will see all details as to how to get in contact. Let's take a look at the next one. This is actually happening right now. This is the Prince George's County Second Chance Community Walk. Registration starts at 12:30. It is up at Fairwood Community Parkway. Awesome. Next. This one is April the 21st. One of our members, Lois Bernard, is facilitating this one. It is called the Blue Rock Care. They're doing an open house, grand opening. Take a look at this, guys. We got some good stuff. Next, we constantly talk about health, wealth. You got to be able to take care of your health so that you can get some wealth. Well, this is a conference coming up on April the 24th with our mentor, Dr. George Frazier, our brother, Les Brown, and some other guests. Tap into it, my sisters and brother. This is what's going on in our community.
Next, what is on that one?
Yeah. Okay, District 6 is having a roundtable with one of our good friends, Walla Bagay, Prince George's County. She's running for that office for the 6th District. District 6. She's having a roundtable. Please check it out. Tune in. Next, Black and Brown Male Educator Fair is scheduled for April the 29th from 5 to 7 p.m. You must register for this event. Next. Okay, now I'm loving this one. We even got Wyoming Paris up on this one here. This is scheduled June the 12th from 10 to 3:30 with one of our favorite sister, Jennifer Foxworthy. She has a host of folks, and we will continuously talk about this. So definitely go to our website and you'll see all the particulars. And I think that's it for a moment.
Yes, absolutely. Well, you know what? It's time for Charlene. Did you have anything else that you want?
Yeah, so no, we're up for next with Gina. Gina, we want to bring Gina in for Take 10. We're so excited to get with her right before we bring up our guest. Dr. Gina is up next for Take 10.
Power 10, girl.
Yeah.
There she is.
She is.
Hello, everybody. Hello, my sisters. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Look, you guys have me going when you start talking about the Wayne typewriter. Come on. Look, I remember those days trying to learn how to type, and my teacher, she used to want to make me cut my nails. So I would have accuracy, and I was like, no, I can't cut my nails. So anyway, she won, no. But anyway. So ladies, I am excited. You are talking about a phenomenal topic today. And as a financial professional from the past, that was my original career, I understand how important it is. And so today's topic, and you know, the spirit works in a way that it just kind of brings it all together. Because today we're talking about how to empower those dreams. And so what better dream than to have financial security, right? Financial security. So whatever that dream is that can take you to a level of financial independence. So you're going to get how to empower those dreams, right? And then the other ladies are going to come and tell you how to saddle up for your financial future. So my word for everybody today on the Power 10, and we know that the Power 10 is about empowering you so you can break through those things that limit you. So my word for you today starts out, as you were talking about, Charlene, on crypto, that is the new digital currency. So there's a new world order in place, and we have to saddle up. We can no longer be tied to the past, because as long as we are saddled with the past, we can never saddle up for the future. And so everything that's going on in our environment right now with the recent killings and all those things that continue to go on, we have to make sure that we do not get distracted and pull back and let it propel us forward to let us know that our work is not over. And so we got to move forward. So again, my word for you today is there's a new order. We got to saddle up, and you cannot saddle up for the future as long as you're saddled with the past. So today is about the future. So I want to talk about all the dreams. There's somebody out there today that has a dream that they've been thinking about, that they have yet to move forward on. Or maybe you're in the midst of that dream and you want to know how to take it now to full reality. So I want to give you 10 tips, strategies to help you, because today is the day. If you have not moved forward on that dream, today is the day that you need to do that. So let me just start with number one, and that is, you got to dream. You got to dream. So you got to see it before you see it. So that means you got to see it here. So once it's created in the mind, that's the first step. The second thing is, once it's created in the mind, it's now to create it in live, vivid colors. So whether that is a vision board or whatever, you got to take it out of the mind and now put it right in front of you in bold, vivid colors. The third thing is that now you have to make it matter. And that is, you got to connect with it at the soul level. You got to believe that that dream and that vision that you have is about to come to reality. Number 4, it's time to start gathering. And what do I mean by that? It's time to now gather all the things that you need to make it happen. See, we can't just sit back and wait for the dream to become alive. We got to take it into a live motion. So you got to start gathering, whatever that is, the people, the resources, whatever you think you need. Don't worry about the how just yet. It's about now just gathering what you think you need. Number 5, make sure that you then declutter, because as you're gathering everything that you need to get rid of the stuff you don't need. So sometimes that's a bad belief system that you got to get rid of, but you got to declutter and make room for what's coming into your life. Number 6, you got to plan it. Remember what they said, what the Bible says, faith without works is dead. So you got to plan it. So put your plan in action on how you're going to move it forward. And then number 7, strategize. Yes, you got to have a real strategy about that dream and about making that a reality. Number 8, then you just got to do what you got to do. You got to execute. You got to move forward. Number 9, assess and adjust along the way. Everything's not going to work out perfectly. Everything is not going to come to you as you had planned. That just means you just got to adjust, just assess and adjust. And then number 10 is to keep it going. Because somewhere along the line, you might get distressed. Somebody might tell you you need to stop, but you can't give up. You just got to keep it going. And then I'm going to give you a bonus because you know me, I like to give extra. And that is seal it all with faith. You got to put faith on it. You know that song, it says sometimes you just got to put a praise on it. So you're going to not only put a praise on it, but you're going to do it with the faith, because it's the faith that's going to keep you from stopping. It's the faith that says when things aren't quite working out that you can still go on. It's that faith when it seems like everybody's left you and they're not on your corner. They're not on you. They don't have your back. Don't worry about it because they weren't supposed to be with you on the journey. But have faith because it's God. And God in the power of 10, let the power of 10 work in your life and know that you're not alone. God has sent angels that are working with you because he didn't give you that vision for nothing. And as long as it is faith-based, as long as you know you are making a difference in the world, you know God is with you. So don't give up, my sisters. So that's my word for you today. It's about saddling up, getting ready for the future. Let the crypto, everything else inspire you to move forward because you can do it and create the financial wealth that you need. So my name is Dr. Gina Bell, and I'm just here to give you a few inspirational tips and motivation to keep you empowered and let those dreams be empowered as you go along. You can find me on social media, but also just contact me at www.purposeontherise, and you can set up.com. So that's my message for everyone today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. I tell you what my favorite one is?
What?
My favorite one was number 5, declutter. That's when I asked me what was I doing this week. I was doing exactly that. I was decluttering and still finding more stuff to get rid of.
Yes,
That's right.
Because you know what happened? All of that stuff gets in the way and it starts blocking the mind, blocking the vision. And before you know it, nothing is taking place. So you got to declutter the mind, the surroundings, the physical surrounding, all of that. Declutter.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Amen.
And happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Awesome.
Look, I am so excited. So I leave for California on Wednesday and then for Cabo on the following Monday. So I'm excited, but I'm celebrating.
She's going big time. She's going big time on us. Why?
I think she's celebrating a big, significant number, I believe.
Look, girls, this is number 60. So I'm out there that have already joined in the club. Thank you for welcoming me. And I thank God for another day and another year. And so I am stepping boldly, sexy 60s with all my sisters.
Oh, join the club with Sharon Bullock and the rest of them. This is amazing.
Yes.
Congratulations. Happy birthday. Enjoy your birthday. And again, guys, you can find Dr. Gina Bell right back here on Saturdays with us, giving us our power. Take 10 moments. They just bless me always. Thank you, Dr. Bell.
You're welcome. Thank you, ladies.
And send the sunshine here from Cabo. Okay?
Yes, I will.
Awesome, guys. Well, up next, guys, we're so excited that you are here on the educational segment of 4Sisters Live. We're going to be so proud to present to you some amazing guests today on 4Sisters Live. Michelle Franklin is going to be our first guest, and I would like to just bring her up now. Michelle Franklin has had the privilege of being trained by the John Maxwell team, Mark Walker, Jr. of Empowering Lives, Dr. John Bell of John Bell Ministry, and also Dr. John Tiller of American Christian Chaplaincy. She currently serves as the overseer of Michelle LaShawn Ministries and the Chief Executive Officer of CLS, Reflection Academy Incorporated. She is the ultimate professional, so you can ask her to do almost anything, and she can do that as well. But I want to welcome the Michelle Franklin. How are you doing, young lady? Woo!
I'm doing great.
Amazing. Well, listen, welcome to 4Sisters Live. Thank you for being here. I wanted to start off with for you and I, and then we're going to talk a little bit about who you are and what you do. I do want to give a huge shout out to something that I'm working on, and it is called Soulful Affirmations. So I know we had that slide, but let's see, there we go. Here we go, Soulful Affirmations. And what this book is, guys, is it is over 365 days of affirmations that are so good for your soul. So please go out and get this book. You can get it from Michelle or myself. I'm just excited that she's one of the co-authors with me, but bigger than that is that we can share a platform together to help each other affirm each other goals and dreams. And today we're going to be just talking about that. So Michelle, can you talk to them a little bit about what you do and how you do it in this world, how you're showing up? Is that what you
Well, thank you guys so much for allowing me to come on and kind of tell a little bit more about myself and what I do. I really, truly appreciate it. And I really love what you guys are doing. It's such an honor to be a part of this, especially with so many powerful women. I am one of the authors of Soulful Affirmation. It's actually my 13th book project. I'm a published author of 13 books. I also just completed a children's edition that 2 books is currently out, but I have one children's book that I'm currently working on now to actually get it out there. I told myself I wanted an entire library, and everything is centered around character, leadership, and stewardship, which is the name of my school. My school is called CLS Reflection Academy, and how it came about was I was living in a nursing home. I had just had to undergo open heart surgery. And so during that time, I began to seek God as it related to my purpose. And he dropped the school in my spirit. And so the school certified a variety of life coaches, Christian coaches, empowerment coaches, certified Christian counselors. We have writers program where we help you to write the book that you were destined to write. It's also a school that coaches you through the process of becoming a coach. The reason why I wanted to do that was because I saw that there were so many coaches out here that was coaching from a broken place. And so throughout my programs, we help you to navigate through some of the different challenges that you may face in life, but we also coach you through the process so that you won't have to be an advocate from a broken place. There's always a place where you can get healed from. And so I'm the mother of 2 children, 2 adult children. My son is 22. My daughter is 19. And I've been in ministry for almost 20 years now. And I'm just excited about all of the doors of opportunities that God has been opening up for me. And I'm just excited about life, about living, so that is my goal, to keep living and to keep producing it, to keep helping not just women, but everyone be the best that they can be and be what they were created to be.
Wow. Wow. That's some heavy stuff. Michelle, I am so proud of you. Really didn't know your story, but when you came on and you shared with us what you went through, it's amazing how God sets us up every time. Mm-hmm. He takes your pain to allow you to do something with that pain, and you did exactly that. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I would applaud you and salute you as well, Michelle. I'm excited about the book. The title alone is wonderful. Soulful Affirmations. We need affirmations every day of our life to give us what we need. As we relate to Dr. Gina, giving us those tidbits, those power 10, we need that in our lives right now. So this book couldn't come at a better time for those who want to wake up every day, get this book, and open up a page and get affirmations to keep in our lives. And if you don't mind, between you and Charlene, can quote one of the affirmations in the book. Let's get going. Give us one.
Oh, of course. Why don't you do the honors first, since you are our guest, Michelle, to quote one of those affirmations in the book, and then we can.
Okay. I'll quote one in the book. Okay. This one is actually for January 9th. It's written by author Francis Ann Bailey. It says, I will walk, talk, and live in power. It comes from Ephesians 3:20. Now to him who is able to do um, immeasurable more than all that we can imagine, according to the power that works in us. Then it goes on to say, no more pity parties, work your power. Do you know that according to the scripture, you have the ability to speak and even things according to the will of God? Then watch them shift and manifest. Stop adapting to things that you will not change. You are an environment shifter, a mind shifter, and a powerful force to be reckoned with. It is time for you to walk in the power that God has given you.
Beautiful.
Oh, awesome.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was full of great,
Cool.
great encouragement. Charlene, which one did you have? You got to share.
Well, I'm going to read one. I'm going to read my own.
Okay.
February, so if you go to February 26th, it says, I use discernment in all of my relationships. And I think at a time like this, you need to be able to use discernment throughout. And we come from the scripture of Hosea 14:9. Let those who are wise understand these things. Let those with discernment listen carefully. The paths of the Lord are true and right, and righteous people live by walking in them. But in those paths, sinners stumble and fall. And we talk about relationships are important. It's critical who you connect with. Manage expectations. Don't ignore signs of toxicity. Like Eve, you've been given dominion over your garden. Your choice impacts everyone. Who have you allowed into your garden? Toxicity can be avoided by honoring your beliefs and your values and listening to discernment. So I will listen to discernment, is an affirmation for that day. So yes.
Okay, I have one for myself. It says, I will command my mind to stay liberated since God has already made me free. Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye has always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Oftentimes, we're taught to focus on edification from others, but I'm reminded that the greatest edification comes when we learn to empower ourselves. God gives us strength and power to empower others before releasing us to empower others, to empower ourselves before releasing us to empower others. Allow Him to take the lead, and He'll walk you into a place of freedom.
I love this. I so love this. So check this out. So we're going to switch just a little bit. Y'all got those affirmations. Go out and buy that book and get the book. You can follow Michelle wherever her link is there at CLS Academy, and you can grab that book. You can inbox me, and I can get you that too. But I want to switch because it's Financial Literacy Month, and we wanted to ask a few more questions before we wrap this particular segment up. And it has a lot to do with credit. And Michelle, you and I talked about the credit issues that people are having in the financial situations, and what time better than now is to kind of get yourself together and number one, fix those credits when you're trying to get your financial life together. And so we've had the conversation, and so I think Peggy had a question for you as we get our audience to think about April as Financial Literacy Month, and let's getting back to the root of our problems, and most of that is that we can't get houses and cars if we have jacked up credit. Okay, so Peggy, I think you have a question on this.
Yeah, let me go back, Michelle. I'm really impressed with the fact that you have written 13 books. That's amazing in itself.
Yeah,
and I know you focus on mental health and faith-based in a lot of areas. Especially, let's talk about money and let's talk about credit. Is it possible to save on a fixed income?
Yes. One of the reasons why I always focus on the fixed income is because this is actually my first time sharing this. I usually don't share it a lot, but due to me going through some health challenges, I had to actually leave work and go on a fixed income. And so during that time, I was, talking to the Lord about my character, because my school, I needed to become my school. I couldn't have a school talking about character and leadership, but my character wasn't in order. And so the first thing he told me was that my credit was my character on paper. And so I needed to establish some form of character on paper. And so during that time, on the fixed income, didn't know how I was going to do it. So I just kind of wrote everything down, all of my bills down. I started to prioritize things as it related to what comes first, what should come first, what was important, what wasn't as important, what I needed and what I didn't need. And so throughout me having a fixed income, there's no debt. There's, my car, everything, my home, everything was always paid and paid on time. And it was because I was able to prioritize things, but I always kept my character in mind. I kept saying, if I mess up, if I just throw everything around, then it's going to, look bad on my character, and that's not going to represent my school very well. And so it is possible to build your credit as well as save your finances when you are on a fixed income.
Michelle, someone is asking about a school. What's the name of the school and where is it located? Anyone know that?
It's actually, the name of the school is CLS Reflection Academy. And it's actually, I'm located in Illinois, but my courses are online through Zoom.
Okay. What is the name of the Zoom information or the name of the school again?
It's CLS Reflection Academy, and the website is www.theclsacademy.com.
That question being asked.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I want to ask the question, and I love your concepts, and these are such important tips to give. What tip can you give a young person? Because right now, they are the ones that are molding themselves for the future and saving for the future. And they do have fixed income sometimes, and then sometimes they don't. But what tips can you give our young people, our young college students, especially getting ready to come out and start their life with their new fixed income that's going to change anyway?
I would say going back into understanding management. There was a saying that T.D. Jakes said, and that is, it's not in how much you have, it's in how much you're able to manage. And so learning the art of management will help you when you're on a fixed income. My son is 22, and when I first had my son, I was on public aid for a year. And I lived off of $278 with rent, with lights, with gas, and everything. So I was on a fixed income, and I was still able to make it because it was what I was managing. It was my ability to manage and organize the little bit that I had. And I had to cut back. There's another saying, which is cut back, eliminate, and try something new. Sometimes we're scared to cut back on some things, and we're scared to try something new. So I would tell this generation, don't be afraid to cut back, eliminate, and try some new things.
Wow, wow, wow. Good stuff.
That's really good. Wow. Wyoming, did you have a question?
No, I'm just soaking it all in right now. I just think credit is my number one thing. So I think, when you have good credit, you can go far. And I think you really answered something that I wanted to tap into, and that's about credit. We really need to be educated on how important it is for our credit, especially our people in our community understanding how good, and our children. As they grow up to understand how important credit is. So thank you for clearing that up for us.
Thank you. Thank you
so
much.
Thank you.
I want to know how we can definitely get in touch with you. I think we have it on the screen, but can you tell the audience again, how do they get in touch with you?
They can contact me at my business number, which is 708-821-5867. And then they can also look up my website. It's www.theclsacademy.com. And I'm also on Facebook under author Michelle Franklin.
Well, you've been an amazing guest. We thank you. We hope to have you back here soon.
Oh, yes.
Thank
So
you.
amazing, guys. Again, the Michelle Franklin, guys. Let me just say this one takeaway. I love this, is that my credit is my character on paper.
Yes.
My credit is
It is.
character on paper.
It says so much about you as a person.
It does. It does.
Yes.
Michelle,
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you
so much.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Michelle.
you. And we
Thank
affirm, guys, that we are debt free.
Yes.
We are getting
Yes.
our character right as we get our credit right. How about
Yes.
That's right.
Yay!
Yes.
An amazing day. Well, guys, up next, that was just great information. So
Yes.
I'm super ready to talk about this next sister, Kalinia Springer. She's executive director of Project Home Inc. Project Home Inc. Yes, and she's on a mission to bring the individual families of African descent who live on the streets of DC and Baltimore home permanently. Okay. So Project Home is answering all the ancestral calls to elevate our kings and our queens, and to just bring restoration and healing to the community. I want to introduce you to Carlinia Springer, Executive Director of Project Home Inc. Hi, Carlinia.
Hi, how are you all?
Carlinia. Did I get it right? Carlinia. Yes. Awesome. We're so happy that you're here. Hey, well, we gave that introduction. I would love for you to share about yourself, and then we'll go on and proceed with some questions about what you're doing in the community. Carlinia,
thank you. I just want to thank you all for being here. Just are you all able to see me okay? It looks like I'm.
Yes.
Okay.
That's better.
Yeah. That's better.
Okay. Yeah. As I listen to you all talk about George Floyd, and I listen to the guest, this is so needed in our community. Our community needs so much healing, and that's what my life and my path has been about. And Project Home literally was birthed out of my own experience. And so I have to tell you, I did not expect to be leading a business that was called Project Home. It literally unfolded day by day. And so when I have literally my whole life just seeing our family members, our kings and queens on the street, wild animals, people have dogs and cats, and they're getting medical attention, and they're having a nice warm place to sleep, and our people are outside. That always bothered me, but it wasn't until I had my own experience with that. And I wasn't on the street, I was in my car. And I was in a park one day, and I was just walking, and as I was walking, it's like God began to speak to me and just tell me what it was I needed to do, what it was that we as a community could do to end this situation. And it just had to do with us caring about one another, literally. So I did not see this, I never foresaw it as a business. It literally unfolded day by day over a period of a year. And there's so much to tell about it. I don't know where to start. So do you guys want to?
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, let me ask a question.
Okay.
Why did you create Project Home?
Yeah, when I was in the midst of that situation, and I saw that I still had a car, I still had money, I still had a job. I was living on my savings, but my savings had ran out, and I just did not have enough to continue to pay my expenses. And I was like, okay, God, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to be? And during that period of time, it was a period of time of cleansing for me. It was a journey of healing. And so I had resources. I just did not reach out to people. I wanted to hear from God. And at a certain point, when I reached out, the support system that I had picked me up. I spent 3 months in the south of France. best in class service, didn't have to pay for anything. And I literally went and stayed with my daughter for 3 months and had time to think, and Project Home began to unfold every day more and more. It was like I was literally taking dictation. And so, you know, when there are times when we have a vision and we can't figure out how we're going to do it because it seems so vast. It's like God knows the how. God knows the how. We may not know the how, because I could not have told you this a year ago. But literally every day it unfolded. And one day I was contacted by a young lady on Facebook by the name of Jennifer Jalencia. And she asked me, did I want to participate with the Newsom Queens? I didn't know what that was. And she said, well, we're going out to help the homeless. She didn't know anything about Project Home. She didn't know I had developed a project where the community could come together and we could figure out how can we get one person off the street at a time. And I went out to Baltimore with her, Dr. Newsom, and some other Newsom Queens. And what I saw, because I lived in DC, what I saw was unbelievable to me. There was, people were living just on the ground, on the dirt, no tent, no tarp, no nothing. And we were there serving them. We were there with Black people with crowns on our heads, literally serving white people who were living in this condition. And I couldn't believe what it was that I was seeing. It was some months after that, I think 6-7 months after that, Dr. Newsom said, you know what, we need to form this as a business. You need to form this as a nonprofit. And so in January of this year, we formed Project Home as a nonprofit. And so our mission, we're on a mission to bring 50 of our individuals and families of African descent home off the streets of Baltimore and DC. Now that's the first part, because it's a huge project, but we see ourselves as first responders. And we're doing, when I say I'm answering an ancestral call, I'm answering an ancestral call because throughout my journey, I walked into a place where it seemed that everything I knew shut down. And I shut down for 6 months. I went into 6 months of silence and I said, God, I'm not speaking until I hear from you. And I was taken into a place that I call sacred spaces. And in that place, I began to hear. In that place, I began to heal. And literally, sacred spaces is the core of Project Home. And so Project Home is sacred spaces in motion. And it's a place of healing for people of African descent, where we begin to understand who we are before colonialism. We understand the sacredness of our traditions and our cultures, understand that even our bodies are sacred spaces. And so what was done to George Floyd, what was done to young Dante and to Breonna Taylor and to the others was a violation of God's sacred space. And so we've come here to tell the truth and to set the scales of justice in its proper place among those who have had no voice. And that is a quote that comes from the Pert M. Heru on the walls of ancient Kemet. And so we are answering an ancestral call. We're answering an ancestral call to bring our kings and queens and to elevate them, to raise them up. We're giving them best in class service. We're providing them with wraparound services that lead them on a pathway to home ownership. The young lady was talking about I was taking notes, credit was your character on paper. And I never heard anyone say it that way, but it's so true. We're bringing our kings and queens and we're providing them with that financial knowledge. We're providing them with services tailored to their specific needs. So I know I've said a lot. I'm going to just step back and let you guys.
I want to ask you a question. You're right. We're educated. We haven't been in that space, and you have the experience, and you're bringing it to us and sharing it. And that's so important because we see this on the street here in DC all the time. And so you are to be commended for your work and what you're doing. You mentioned that you were creating communities that care.
Yes.
mention, give us a little bit on what do you mean by that? Communities that care, because we have to be a community.
Right. And so literally one neighbor at a time, right?
Okay.
In Baltimore, we're literally mapping it out block by block. And when we're bringing our family members home, we're not bringing them home into places that are in chaos. We're bringing them into beautiful spaces. So we understand that the spaces where our people live that are not beautiful, it's our responsibility. We're first responders to clean that up, to encourage the community to come and clean that up. And so we're partnering with organizations and people in the community. The Newsom Queens are in Baltimore and they're in DC, 2 locations in DC. They come out to Baltimore from time to time, and they're serving the homeless kings and queens right there. And so, until we're actually able to bring them home, we're doing everything that we can to show that we care, to show them that we love them, to show them that God has not forgotten them, that they are not alone. Because it's in our tradition, it would be unconscionable for me to be in my home and sleep peacefully when my brother, my sister, my grandmother, my aunt, my uncle is outside, right? In the elements, just unprotected. And so when I say creating communities that care, that's the movement. It's a movement to see, if you see someone that's hurting, ask them, reach out to them. What can I do to help? If you see something that you can do, then do it. It's a call. This is a call to our kings and queens to rise up. We can't wait for others to help us to rise. We have to be the ones that are responsible. We're the mothers and fathers of humanity. And humanity has been brought to its knees by the amount of fear that the media keeps pumping out there, the amount of disrespect and disregard that we see for our people. When you're in an abusive relationship, that abuse can no longer continue. When you recognize who and whose you are, it stops. And so as a people, we're being called to rise. The platform that you all have created is a platform that allows us to show that elevation, to display that rise and what that looks like. But there are many people in our traditions. We didn't have to try and figure out what our purpose was. We were born, the community knew it, we knew it, right? And so we're going back, not to ways that don't work, but to the traditions of our mothers and fathers that kept order in our societies and in our communities. That's what Project Home is doing.
Wow. Wow. I agree with Gina, Dr. Gina Bell. She says, educate my sister. You're educating us
today. You really are. But I want to also say, ladies, we have a lot of young people that are out there without homes. They're living out on the street. So our young people, we have a lot of our young people our young kings and queens that are out there that need this project. And I commend you and congratulate you on this, because it's really, really, really needed. And someone said you're passionate about what you're doing and showing today. You're
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I just want to ask one last question. You have an ambassadors program, and I would like the community to know about that. Can you tell us a little bit about the ambassadors program?
Yeah, so the ambassadors are our first responders. And right now we're looking for an ambassador coordinator. Our ambassadors, they work with us for a period of 18 months. We take our family members, our partners that are coming home, we take them on an 18-month journey to home ownership. And so our ambassadors, when I say they're our first responders, money is the lifeblood of this, because that's what's going to allow us to bring our family members home. And so they reach out to organizations, they reach out to groups, and they have a commitment. They work with those groups and those organizations for a period of 18 months. So they have a high level of commitment to our mission.
Oh, that's really cool. So is that very similar to your tenant and landlord training program?
No, that's different. That tenant and landlord training program is to literally teach our homeowner partners what is required, what is needed. A lot of them have been out there for a very long time. How to care for their spaces. They'll get a certification. So we place them with people of African descent. And so they would have the peace of mind knowing that they have a responsible tenant. And the other thing is that we're taking them on a pathway to home ownership. So if they want to become a homeowner, they have their credit in place. We are putting all of these things in place for them, providing them with services that are tailored to their specific needs.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
This is very beautiful. I can hear the whole picture is unfolding before me because I didn't know. Some people have lived out here so long, and you are saying, hey, we're helping you to get up and get into a house and learn how to function again in this environment called a home or apartment. And we have ambassadors to help you to do that and walk you through this process and live again and believe again and have hope. So I really, really thank you for this. This is so powerful.
Yes.
Ancestor cry, and you're hearing it like this is very powerful. I felt all of that and more. So thank you. Like, this is so cool. Can you tell us again how to get in touch with you? We would love to have more of you, and definitely partnership with Sisters for Sisters Network on all levels, from education to professor to it all. How do we get in touch with you?
Well, the website is projecthomedc.com.
Okay. Awesome.
And my email is projecthomedc@gmail.com.
Absolutely. Wow. You have been a blessing.
Wow. What a blessing. What a blessing. Thank you so much.
Well, guys, this has been oh God, I am full from Michelle and Carlinia. They have just blessed us. I am so, are y'all full? Y'all need anything else for today? I don't need anything else. Like,
I'm speechless, and if I'm speechless, you know you've done a great job.
I am done. Okay, and with that being said, we just this is going in the background anyway.
Time. We never have enough time.
We never have enough time.
But next week we come back and we will have our entrepreneurship. So Peggy, who we have next week? Do you know we have no surprise?
Well, we're trying to get the owners of Mahogany Books. They're originally out of DC, and they're going to be moving to Prince George's County at the National Harbor.
Yeah.
So I'm confirming that, and then we're going to have some of the authors in the organization. So we're going to talk books. We're going to talk about editing and writing and publishing books.
All right, I'm excited. All right, so Shelly, thank you so much for joining us, sisters.
Absolutely, guys. What time is it?
It's time for you to walk in your purpose and prosperity.
All right. Thank you all. We love you. Love you, Charlene, Linda, Peg.
Love you back. Love you back.
See you on Power 904.
Power904.com.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Let's